This morning we'll be doing a little bit of meditation as a group. This is led meditation, and it's what I like to think of as a secular style of meditation, where we're really just learning how to expand our ability to pay attention in an object for a prolonged period of time, which has many advantages in our day-to-day lives, from work to relationships to our relationship to ourselves, to how do we interact with our devices. Uh, um, is there anybody here that's Don Mountain for the first time? Well, welcome. I'm very happy that you've joined us, and I hope I know you were here for yoga this morning. I hope you enjoyed that. And for those who don't know, we have yoga in the mornings at 9:30 before this. We call it yoga for meditators, and I like to think that it helps people be able to sit for a little bit longer. Also, I'm going to be passing around this book. This book we call it the Book of Names. It's a Buddhist tradition to dedicate the merit of our practice really to everybody, all sentient beings. But just like in church, if there's somebody in your life, even yourself, that you think needs an extra push in the back to sort of get things going, or just some extra love, we put their names in here and dedicate our merit to them in particular. So if this book comes across your way, please feel free to add a name, and then we will share those names at the end. More specifically, meditation traditionally, meditation is a very broad word or topic. In particular, the cultivation of attention, which is a style of meditation that we will be practicing, takes on three major forms. The first one being meditation on the body or the breath, which is one way we would be doing. And basically what it involves is paying attention to the in-breath and the out-breath. And we use our own bodies as an object of meditation. So, it could be you can really pick any object to meditate on, but in particular, we're picking our breath and our body for that meditation. And I'll give you more specifics as we do that. The second style we will be using, and that is very common, is meditating on a sound, or a mantra. In particular, we will be meditating on the sound hung, which in Tibetan looks like this, which is really not important for our purposes, but if you like Tibetan script, that's something for you. But the idea is we're just focusing our intention on a sound, which is an active point of attention. So the breath is sort of more passive and fixed, where the sound is there's some fluidity and some motion to it, and there's some change to it. So that this starts to spill into our day-to-day life. Can we pay attention while we, interact with our coworkers? And the last style that is commonly described in the ancient texts, but we will not be using, is using a picture or an image as a form of meditation, and that would involve taking a picture of something that's meaningful to you and paying attention to that. But we will not be doing that. We'll be using the first two, which is paying attention to our breath and paying attention to our sound, to a sound. Yeah. So that being said, let's get started. Allow yourself to arrive and settle down. I like to start by finding a posture in my body that is both comfortable and awake. Typically, I try to just swing a little bit back and forth and find my sits bones so that my weight is evenly distributed amongst both of them. And then from that foundation of my house, of my sit bones, I like to build out from my spine and find a straight spine that kind of just stacks like coins above my hips, so that you can move a little bit forward and back, and just find a balance where without too much effort, your spine's just stacking up above itself. And then finally getting to the roof of the house, our cervical spine tilts a little bit forward so it's in straight line with the rest of our spine. Like there's a string pulling from the top of your head, and your chin tucks in a little bit. You can even bring your finger in to tuck down. Once I've found that comfortable pose, I like to tap into my body and see if there's any excess tension from the day and just allow my consciousness to actually arrive here. And you can do that just by taking an in-breath and just seeing the quality of your breath right now. Is it permeating your whole body? Is it just in your chest? Is it just in your body? In your belly? Can you invite that breath to expand through your belly, to expand through your chest? And allow your awareness to permeate your breath across your body. Now, can you notice any areas of your body where your breath is struggling to go into? Maybe your shoulders, maybe your belly. Can you invite the in-breath into that area? And as you exhale, can you let go of something? Can your shoulders move slightly away from your ears? Can your belly become a little bit more relaxed? If it helps to feel supported, just acknowledge the fact that right here, where you're sitting, the whole earth is holding on to your weight. Massive planet is just open without judgment, holding on to you, holding on to your body, and giving you support, coming right from the center of it. Furthermore, we gather here as a group to support each other and to practice together, so you can allow yourself to feel supported in your meditation. And then once you've found that comfortable pose, that healthy relaxation and that support, allow your attention to rest in your breath. Maybe it's in the inhalation, just feeling how your nostrils, the air flows through them. Maybe it's in your chest or your belly, feeling the rise and fall of it. But just find a spot in your body that seems compelling to put your attention and your breath into, and try to remain there. Inevitably, your attention will drift away from the focal point. Do not judge that. Do not beat yourself up. You are not doing anything wrong. It is the nature of mind to wonder. Instead, just gently notice it. Nudge your attention gently back to the point of focus. The real point of meditation here is not so much can you fix your attention for the next 20 minutes on the same object, but can you notice when your mind drifts away, because it will. And when it drifts away, can you bring it back? Can you notice that drifting away? It is more about getting used to coming back than it is about the ability to pay attention for a long, long time. So without judgment, just come back to your focal point. Now we would transition for a couple of minutes into chanting before we go back to focusing on the breath again. So at your own pace, join me to chant the syllable hung. Allow yourself here a few moments to notice how that felt without judgment. Just awareness to how that made your body feel and your mind feel. And when you're ready to come back to the breath, gently move your attention back to it. My guess is, especially if you're new to meditation, is that by now you're probably noticing that your mind is rather busy. And maybe for the first time you're noticing how many things are actually going on. Don't be scared or discouraged from trying meditation. This is natural. The saying goes that at the beginning our thoughts come like a waterfall, then just like a river, and then finally like a small creek. So, I mean, really, it's just It's not that you're doing anything wrong, it's simply that you're actually maybe noticing for the first time how active our minds are. Be gentle with yourself and just acknowledge when your thoughts put a hook on you and take you away. And gently let go of that hook and come back to your breath. If you're noticing some dullness in your meditation, one way to get rid of that dullness is to, as you exhale, imagine that you're exhaling all the staleness and torpor out of your body. And as you inhale, you're inhaling awakeness and light. If you feel that compelling when you're feeling dull, feel free to do that. And again, just noticing how that was for you. When you're ready, coming gently back to your breath. Noticing if any excess tension has crept into your body throughout the meditation. Your shoulders, or other parts of your body. Invite your next inhale into that area. Find some space. And as you exhale, let go of something. I find it useful in general, but specifically when I'm being aware of my meditation, to tap into my motivation. So I invite you to do the same. What motivated you this morning to come out and meditate with us? Whether it's your first time or it's your 1000th time, what's driving you? What makes you sit down and meditate? Maybe you are aware of the health benefits of it and the stress reduction benefits of it. That's a perfectly good answer. Maybe you're a long-term practitioner and have a commitment to it. That's perfectly legitimate. Maybe your friends and family dragged you into it. Well, if that's the case, I invite you to keep an open mind and see how you feel after it. There's no right answer. It's just a matter of bringing awareness to our motivation. Again, whether it's this or life in general, our motivations is what drives us, and we should be aware of what drives us. So just take a couple of minutes to acknowledge that. And gently going back to the breath. If you haven't been already, I invite you in this last few minutes to try to meditate with your eyes open, your gaze cast at about 45 degrees in front of you. This is particular to our tradition, or to Tibetan Nyingma tradition. And the idea is that when we meditate, we're actually not trying to block away the world. We're trying to find a more skillful and present way to engage with it. So by keeping our eyes open, we're inviting the world in. In addition to that, there's a couple of things we can do with our eyes to do away with dullness or hyperactiveness. When we're feeling a little too hyperactive, it is recommended to cast our eyes a little bit further down. This helps to calm the mind a little bit. If we're feeling a little dull, it is advised to cast our eyes up, which will help us bring some awareness and just more liveliness to our mind. So try this out for yourselves and see if it works for you. These are all just invitations for you to explore on your own. We'll take a few minutes of break. There's some snacks in the hallway, and some refreshments to some water and some tea if you like. And we'll come back in about 10 minutes to closer practice Dedicare Merit.
I ask precious three gems from deep in my pained heart. See me with compassion. I have no other hope. This dear human body, impermanence besets. Do you not fear your death, good and faithful student? The five skandhas gather and disperse who knows when. Heartily think on death, good and faithful student. Karma never deceives, so give up wrongful thoughts. Engage Dharma wholly. I ask precious three gems from deep in my pained heart. See me with compassion. I have no other hope. This dear human body, impermanence besets. Do you not fear your death, good and faithful student? The five skandhas gather and disperse who knows when. Heartily think on death, good and faithful student. Karma never deceives, so give up thoughts. Engage Dharma wholly.
yin shen ji zi ro re sa yin na me do tha ga me yin le te mi ta to bo le te chi zhe den ye ye de de kar zo lo ma an di pung in so pa na ji lo te men do ni ne che war so ye de de kar zo lo ma lien zhe lo me yen pe me gi do par po yin la ye ge
I ask precious three gems from deep in my pained heart. See me with compassion. I have no other hope. This dear human body, impermanence besets. Do you not fear your death, good and faithful student? The five skandhas gather and disperse who knows when. Heartily think on death, good and faithful student. Karma never deceives, so give up wrongful thoughts. Engage Dharma wholly.
kun jo ren che na sa do we ni ne be na to yin shen ji zi ro re sa yin na me do tha ga me yin le te mi ta to bo le te chi zhe den ye ye de de kar zo lo ma an di pung in so pa na ji lo te men do ni ne che war so ye de de kar zo lo ma lien zhe lo me yen pe me gi do par po yin la ye ge
I ask precious three gems from deep in my pained heart. See me with compassion. I have no other hope. This dear human body, impermanence besets. Do you not fear your death, good and faithful student? The 5 skandhas gather and disperse who knows when. Heartily think on death, good and faithful student. Karma never deceives, so give up wrongful thoughts. Engage Dharma wholly.
근조른 지나서 도인이 베나 토지신 제지로 레사 예나메도 타가메 일때 미타 도볼레제 기주된 예여 때데 가르솔로마 안디 풍인 소파
So before we dedicate our merit, I'm inclined to open the floor if there's any questions. Maybe take 1 or 2 questions about meditation. No takers? Okay. Must have done a really either terrible or really good job. I don't know which one. We'll wait a little bit for the book to come back. I mean, and I'll just like to say that, it's really nice to get the support of the group and meditate, and we do try to do that as a group on the first and second Tuesday is the third Tuesday of every month, and in Harvey teach on different topics. There's different cycles of teachings that they're doing. But we also meditate as a group, and it's really insightful to both get together as a group and just receive some absolutely wonderful teachings from them. So if you haven't had a chance to see Ann and Harvey, I highly recommend coming. Now, that being said, it's understandable that for a lot of us, Tuesday night, it might be not ideal to drive in Houston traffic, or, we have dinner with the family. So you have 2 options in that case. One of them is we have a YouTube channel that gets broadcasted simultaneously with the teaching. So you could actually watch it from home or watch it a little later from home. The other thing that we've started, I think about a month ago, is what we're calling Second Chance Sunday. So the first and third Sunday of every month, we get together here at 1:30. And we watch that video as a group. 1? Oh, 1? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. 1 o'clock. Clearly, I wanted to take a longer lunch today. And so we'll be doing that today. And I'll be here at 1. And we'll watch that video together, which I haven't watched, so it'd be nice to do it together. So that's another option. If you're here already on a Sunday and you want to either bring your lunch and have some lunch here together, or want to go out to lunch as a group, we could do that and then watch the video here. And then the other side of it is just to keep up the momentum of the group. Second and fourth Tuesday of every month, we get together at 7. Is usually means one of us leading sort of a more open format meditation where we start together, we meditate for about half an hour to 45 minutes together, and then we close that practice together and we just do whatever's natural for each one of us. And that's wonderful as a group, but I also highly advise and recommend trying to take this meditation practice of some sort home. Even if it's 5 minutes a day, it's really helpful just to sit and tap into what's going on with yourself every day or every other day, or whatever time you find. Just sometimes even in the middle of the day, if work's being stressful, like, can you walk away from your computer for 5 minutes and just breathe with yourself? That's a really nice space to give yourself. So, I don't know. I would invite you to try that. Yeah, please. I mean, I was gonna do full announcements later, but we're still waiting for the book, so you can go ahead.
Sorry, I figured this was announcements time. So I just want to let everyone know that I know I had announced earlier doing a 3-week series at the Jung Center on the Tulku tradition of Tibet, the tradition of recognizing reincarnating lamas. So I want to let you know that the second and third of those series, so that's going to be this Wednesday and then next Wednesday, they've been relocated to Don Mountain. So here, 7:30, we're going to continue the Tulku tradition series. So this Wednesday, we're going to be talking about the Dalai Lamas and the Karmapas and looking at the history. And then the last Wednesday, we're going to look at kind of modern issues. So if you'd like to come, you're welcome to that. We're kind of still figuring out pricing and whatnot, so you might talk to Jerry. But no one will be turned away due to lack of funds. So it'll be this coming Wednesday and the Wednesday after here, 7:30 to 9, Tulku tradition. Thank you.
Also, just in general, for any of these announcements on a regular basis, I invite you to give Jerry your email. I promise the emails only come out about once a month, maybe twice a month, so it's not going to send me spamming your email. We're not going to share it with anybody, so that's good. Just so you're aware of what's going on, you can visit us at donmountain.org, and our Facebook page is really probably our number one outlet to let everybody know what's going on. So please like us. And then if you have this yellow sheet, if somebody could help me out to give it out to everybody. I should have thought this before. I'm sorry. Also, by the way, I'm reading here the things that I had to do, and I never introduced myself. I'm Paulo. If you ever want to say hi, you're welcome to come up and talk to me. And we'll do the dedication and then the blessings at the bottom. By this good may I swiftly once become a great guru, lead all beings, everyone, to reach to that very ground. With all of you in mind, we light this lamp of clarity. May the love of love, wisdom shine within us, everyone, till we all rise born forth in one enlightened mandala. And we dedicate the merit of our practice to all sentient beings, but in particular today to Kyle, Jeannie, Animals, Victims of Violence, Alice M., Gina, Ben, Jenny, Lara, Frank B., Mendel, and Bardo, Stephanie, Uncle David, Ali and David, Doris, Kathy, Rosalinda, Rolf, Emma, Edith, Anita, Paco, Samantha, Andres, Tomas, the Madera family, Lou, Luis, and Ravi. Alexis and Trianer. I don't know if I'm saying that right, sorry. Susan Newell, Wong family. And finally, just a closer practice, we'll chant 3 ahs. With the first ah, we visualize light coming from our hearts and just giving light and love to ourselves. The second ah, we expand the light to this room, maybe even to the city of Houston, and just sharing that light with everybody. But not just sharing it with everybody, also taking in the light from everybody else in the room. And with the last ah, we expand that ah as far as our mind can reach. The world, the galaxy, the universe, the multiverse, whatever your conception of the whole realm of reality is. So please join me. Well, thank you very much for coming out today. I hope that was meaningful and enjoyable for you. Do you have any comments or questions? Please feel free to come up to me and ask me or any of our senior students, Janet, Claire. And hopefully we'll see you again soon. And have a wonderful rest of your Sunday.